Hello everyone, I am Dr. Arvind from FMC Pune. This webinar is about clinical features of COVID-19 in children. In this webinar, we will discuss briefly about demography of COVID-19 in children. After that, we will discuss clinical features among various categories like classical and atypical features. And then we'll discuss various severity of disease in children and risk factor for severe disease. So children of all age group from neonatal to adolescence age group can get COVID-19 infections. Pediatric age group comprise about 1 to 10% of total cases in various countries. And if we see in India, about 4% of total cases are below 10 years of age. And 7% of total cases are between 11 to 20 years of age. Among children, according to one study, 15% are less than 1 year of age. Children usually get infections from household contact. There is no gender predispositions, and according to one small study from USA, it shows predilections for ethnic minority. If we see incubation periods, it's about 4 to 5 days, but ranges from 2 to 14 days. Now let's see clinical feature of COVID-19 in children. Clinical features of COVID-19 may be categorized as pre-symptomatic, asymptomatic, classical manifestation, and atypical symptoms. Pre-symptomatic is time period between exposure to virus and development of symptoms. And it's same as incubation period. Pediatric data though are limited, but children may be infectious during this period. Asymptomatic infection is defined as positive nucleic acid test for corona, but without any sign symptoms, and chest imaging is normal. This test usually done for family screening, contact tracings, or as a part of study. Prevalence of asymptomatic infections varies from 4 to 27% in different countries, but it may not be a true reflections as asymptomatic children are usually not tested. The asymptomatic child may transmit infections. Children with COVID-19 typically presents with fever, cough, respiratory difficulty that's similar to other viral infections. This table shows clinical feature from 11 studies, all from China, included 333 children. Here, asymptomatic infections range from 0 to 35%, fever, cough markedly varied from 11% to 19%, range up to 100%, and this may be due to many small studies included in this review. Other features included pharyngitis, rhinorrhea, wheezing, diarrhea, vomiting, headache, and fatigue. This table shows clinical features from various countries. Fever was most common, present in only 50 to 60% cases. Cough was present in about 50% cases. Rhinorrhea ranged from 7 to 20%, and about 10 to 20% had nausea, vomiting. 8 to 13% had diarrhea. Sore throat was reported from for 24% children, according to one study from USA. Here are two systematic reviews showing clinical feature in children. One on left side included 1667 children, and on right included 2500 children. In both review, fever was most common in about 50 to 60% children, followed by cough about 40 to 50% children. Both fever and cough were present in only 30% cases. Nasal symptoms were less common. Nasal symptoms were present only in 10 to 20% cases. Myalgia were present in 8 to 18% cases. Sore throat in 6 to 18%. Vomiting and diarrhea in about 6 to 7% cases. Headache was present in about 4% cases. In this table, it shows clinical features of various age group in children. Infant had more cough, more rhinorrhea, more diarrhea compared to older children. Infants may have difficulty in feeding also. Children of 10 to 19 years of age had more myalgia, headache, loss of smells, or less loss of taste. But it may be because that younger children will have difficulty in expressing these symptoms. Here is some difference in clinical feature from adults. Both cough, fever, and fever was more in adults compared to children. Similarly, adult had more shortness of breath, myalgia, headache, and diarrhea. Nasal symptoms are less in both children and adults. Few children may have atypical presentations also. These include isolated GI symptoms in form of diarrhea, vomiting, and pain abdomen. COVID-19 can also have skin manifestation in form of rash, reddish purple nodules on digits known as COVID-19 toes. One unique presentation in children is MISC, a multisystemic inflammatory syndrome in children. About that we will discuss in separate webinar. After clinical feature, now we'll discuss about severity of COVID-19 in children. And we can classify the severity as asymptomatic, mild, moderate, severe, and critical. Asymptomatic infections had no clinical signs and symptoms, normal chest imaging had, but positive RT-PCR or antibody test. Mild infection is defined by presence of fever, cough, myalgia, sore throat, running nose, GI symptoms, etc. But there is no tachypnea or no chest abnormality in imaging. Moderate infection had pneumonia defined by presence of fever, cough, and tachypnea, or chest indrawing, or presence of wheezing or stridor on auscultations, or abnormality of chest imaging, but it is without hypoxemia or shortness of breath. Severe infection is defined by presence of dyspnea, hypoxemia, or cyanosis, or severe diarrhea, or presence of general danger sign like inability to breastfeed, or inability to drink, presence of lethargy, presence of unconsciousness, or presence of convulsions. Critically sick children had presence of ARDS, respiratory failure, shock, encephalopathy, heart failure, acute kidney injury, or multiple organ dysfunctions. Here is severity of disease in children in various studies. Table on left shows a study from China where about 13% cases were asymptomatic, 43% had mild, 41% had moderate, 2.5% had severe infections, and only 0.4% had critical infections. Table in middle is from systematic review that shows asymptomatic infections in 19% children, mild in 94%, and severe in 3% children. But they did not report about moderate symptoms. Another systematic review that included 1121 children showed asymptomatic infection in 14%, mild in 36%, moderate in 46%, severe infections in 2.1%, critical infections in 1.2%. So in summary, majority of children had mild to moderate infections, and only 2.4% had severe to critical infections. In another systematic review included 7,780 children. Only 7 children died, and less than 1% required mechanical ventilations. Death among severe and critical ill children was high, and it ranged from 4 to 18%. If we see risk factor for severe disease, one is younger age group, particularly infancy. In this table, proportion of severe infection and critical infection cases were high in infants, and asymptomatic cases were less, that is around 1.9%. Even rate of hospitalization was high for infants compared to older children from USA, 15 to 62% versus 4 to 14% in older children. The next risk factor for severe disease was underlying disease. In a study from France, around 70%, and a study from USA and Canada, around 83% of severe and or critically ill children had underlying disease that included neurological, respiratory, immunosuppressants, obesity, diabetes, etc. Other risk included older children age group 15 to 18 years, minority population of USA, male gender, presence of hypoxia, presence of thrombocytopenia, and raised serum CRP level. So in summary, all age group of children can get COVID-19 infections. Most of children can get infections from household contacts, and most common symptoms are fever, cough, respiratory difficulty. Children may have atypical participation too. Majority of children get mild to moderate infections, and infancy and pre-existing medical conditions are risk factor for severe infections. Thank you. Thanks for patience listening.